Hey, what up everybody, this is Steve Breach coming to you with an update from the last video that I made on when Shinsuke Nakamura will be making his debut, coming across the seas for WWE. Of course, it sent major shockwaves through wrestling when it was announced that basically 4 members of New Japan Pro Wrestling, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Luke Gallows, and Machine Gun Carl Anderson, were going to be crossing the pond and making their invasion into WWE. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to some sort of a New Japan invasion or a Bullet Club / Balor Club invasion, something that's going to be really big. But I know that when they did the whole split up of the Bullet Club, which was going to lead to AJ Styles leaving the company, which looks like it's going to be a clean break, I guess you can say, unless they found a way to get AJ Styles one more match in New Japan Wrestling, which I guess now that off the top of my head is something that could be happening, but I have not heard any buzz about this at all. I was surprised that Shinsuke Nakamura was stripped of his Intercontinental Championship over in New Japan, and it looked like they were building up a Kenny Omega versus Shinsuke Nakamura, so it was going to be Kenny Omega, who was the guy who took out AJ Styles and then also would take out Shinsuke Nakamura, elevating himself up to a heavyweight in New Japan, where he had only been wrestling as a junior, where he said he was starving himself and, was not getting the big paydays that AJ Styles was, and now he is the elite leader of the Bullet Club with the Young Bucks. But now Shinsuke Nakamura will still be wrestling for New Japan Wrestling until the end of January. I believe his last date is January 30th. But instead of wrestling in a big match against Kenny Omega, he's now just sort of doing a goodbye tour where he's going to be featured in some tag team and some 6-man tag matches. But him leaving at the end of January, moving over to WWE, it's not out of this world to think that if they did sign this guy for the main roster, they don't want to waste any of his time with the Performance Center or NXT, and they just want to, sort of capitalize and maybe get some exposure in Japan of this guy making his debut. It was sent big waves when Kenta made his way over, now wrestling as Hideo Itami, and of course now with the WWE Network being live in Japan. If those people want to see one of their favorite wrestlers, Shinsuke Nakamura, this is the way that you see him. You put him on WrestleMania, and you get him going from there. So I know that I was saying that it was probably going to be 6 months down the road before we get Shinsuke Nakamura, but honestly, to me, the stripping of the championship sort of shows it to me that maybe WWE is playing some backstage politics inside of New Japan, saying that their new signee, they don't want to see this guy lose, a lot like when Alberto Del Rio signed and came back to WWE at Hell in the Cell. He was still the AAA champion, which they were never able to get off of him before they stripped him, or maybe they're just trying to get him out the door faster than we thought he was.